Good day. Our focus today is the doctrine of separation of church and state, the principle found in Article 2, Section 6 of the 1987 Constitution. This doctrine is one of the most delicate in constitutional law, balancing the deeply religious character of the Filipino people with secular framework of our governments. We will explore its history, legal basis, exceptions, theories, and jurisprudence. During Spanish rule, there was no separation of church and state. Catholicism was the official religion. Friars held civil power, and laws punished crimes against the state religion. This changed with the Americans. The Treaty of Paris of 1898 guaranteed freedom of religion. The Malolos Constitution of 1899 proclaimed religious equality and separation of church and state. Finally, McKinley's Instructions of 1900 institutionalized the American principle of separation. Thus, the doctrine was transplanted into our constitutional order, largely as a reaction to the abuses of friar dominance under Spain. The separation principle is enshrined in several provisions. First, Article 3, Section 5 embodies both the Establishment Clause, prohibiting state supporting of religion, and the Free Exercise Clause, protecting religious liberty. Second, Article 6 of Section 5, Paragraph 2 excludes the religious sector from the party list system. Third, Article 9-C, Section 2, Paragraph 5 bars religious denominations from registering as political parties. Together, these provisions ensure neutrality. Government neither favors nor suppresses religion. Despite the general rule, the Constitution recognizes practical exceptions. Religious property used exclusively for worship is tax exempt. Chaplains are allowed in the AFP, penal institutions, and orphanages to minister to spiritual needs. Parents may also opt for religious instruction in public schools, but it must be voluntary, within class hours, and by teachers approved by religious authorities. These exceptions reflect that neutrality does not mean hostility. Religion may be accommodated without establishing it. Different theories shape the doctrine. We have strict separation that envisions a high wall, no interaction at all. Strict neutrality forbids government from acting with reference to religion, whether to burden or to benefit. The Philippines, however, follows benevolent neutrality, adopted in the case of Estrada versus Escritor. Under this, the state protects religion from interference while allowing accommodations to ensure free exercise so long as they do not establish a state religion. This balances religious freedom with secular governance. Our jurisprudence illustrates the doctrine. In Aglipay versus Ruiz, a postage stamp featuring the Eucharistic Congress was upheld, not a state sponsorship, but recognition of an event of international significance. In Fonacier versus the Court of Appeals, the doctrine of church autonomy was affirmed. Courts cannot interfere in matters of doctrine and governance. In Taruk versus De La Cruz, excommunication was deemed an internal ecclesiastical matter beyond civil courts. In Re Valenciano, holding Catholic masses in a courthouse was ruled as a valid accommodation, not coercive, not exclusive, and not state sponsorship. The court in Estrada versus Escritor clarified three types of accommodation. Mandatory, when the government must allow religious exercise unless a compelling state interest justifies denial. Permissive, when accommodation is optional. And prohibited, when granting accommodation itself amounts to establishment of religion. This flexible approach embodies benevolent neutrality, neither suppressing nor endorsing faith, but ensuring genuine religious liberty. To conclude, the Philippines has journeyed from an era of state religion under Spain to a secular state under the 1987 Constitution. While the doctrine of separation is firmly established, the Constitution and jurisprudence recognize exemptions, that accommodate religion in a neutral and non-preferential way. The guiding principle is benevolent neutrality, a doctrine that respects religious freedom, avoids establishment, and acknowledges the deeply religious identity of the Filipino people while maintaining the secular nature of the state. Thank you.